Welcome to the Steve Show. Today we're going to talk about getting more done by taking breaks. Should we take a break?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, but I'm serious. I'm kidding, but I'm serious. Here's how. I was working with this event producer who does events in the United States and in Europe. And she told me, she said, Steve, it takes 15 hours for the American crew. 15 hours for them to put this event on, 15 hours a day. And when I do it in Europe, they work about 8 hours a day and they get the same exact event done. And I was like, how could this be possible? She said, the only thing I could think of is that they take way more breaks in Europe. They're just taking a lot of breaks. And then I said, well, that kind of makes sense because they're allowing for recovery time. You see, a lot of Americans and other parts of the world too, I've seen it in Australia, not so much with my European clients, but definitely in America, we go and go and go. We grind away even when we're at exhaustion. And what happens when you're exhausted is, guess what? You don't work as well. You're there hitting it away, and just prove it to yourself. How many times have you ever worked really late at night and you're trying to figure something out and it's not working and you finally give up and you go to bed, you get up in the morning and you get it done like that? It happens, right? It's happened to me. I know I've done this. And so we got to train ourselves to stop doing it. And I know this is a crazy thought because when I tell my clients, they're like, I'm not getting enough done. And I'm like, okay, you need to take more breaks. And they're like, are you kidding me? What are you, an idiot? And I'm like, no, I'm not an idiot. I'm really serious. And then they start laughing, right? They're like, you've got to be kidding. I can tell you that taking more breaks, even taking more weekends off, sometimes you grind through the weekend to get something done. You'd be better off taking the weekend off, coming back on Monday, and you're going to be so much more effective. Even going on holiday, getting away from work, going away. Luckily, we're really close to Yosemite here, so I've done a drive down to Yosemite on some weekends, completely disconnect, and I come back and I'm so refreshed. I get so much more done. So how do you do this in your daily life? Let me tell you a few tips. The first thing is, even try to take a break every hour. If you can't do that, every 2 hours. And it can't just be a break where you go do something else. So if you're working on one thing, or let's say you meet with a client for an hour or two, and then you go to take a break and you take a break by looking at your emails, that doesn't count. That's more work. I literally want you to break away from your work. Take 10 minutes. I've had some clients, they put a guitar in their office and because they would just play around with it. So for 10 minutes, goof off with the guitar. And by the way, one of my clients I worked with in Seattle, they did exactly that. They brought music to the workforce. They used to bring a truck into the office parking lot, and then people could go do like 15-minute little lessons or 30-minute little lessons, and it brought up productivity in the business. So they actually had statistics how they were improving the work area. So this just proves taking that break. And when you do something different with your mind, like play music or draw or go for a walk, get outside, completely break away from your work for just 10 minutes, like every hour. I have some people I work with, every hour they take a 10-minute break. So they get 50 minutes laser focused work, 10-minute break. 50 minutes laser focused work, 10-minute break. And if you can't do that, at least do it once or twice in the morning, once or twice in the afternoon. Fit those breaks in. And then, if you don't believe me, just try it. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose by taking 1 or 2 days and trying this out? And then see if I'm an idiot or not, right? Like, just go ahead. Like, if it, maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't. I know it works for me. I know it works for a lot of my clients. So when you need to get more done, you take a break. And I amaze myself at how much more efficient I am. And then the next part is leave. Like, there's been days where I'm like, oh, I don't have everything done. I've got to stay. And I just close up. And it forces me to be more effective. Like when you're dilly-dallying on something or you're not working as hard, when you know you have a deadline, don't you work faster? You do. So give yourself a deadline. Say, I'm going home at 5 o'clock, and make sure you just work. So I work harder in those laser focused points, get it done, get more done, and then I take a break, and then I'm recovering. I'm recovering. And when you recover, you can go and do more faster. It's amazing. And then go to the next thing. Take weekends. Get those weekends off. I know when I lived in Australia, the Australians are very, very particular. They take their weekends, they take their holidays, and I got to embrace that and say, wow, it does make a difference. I was more refreshed. I came in and did more work. And so then the last thing is, after, if you can take a longer weekend or a holiday every quarter or at least twice a year, get away from work completely for like a week or more and really recover. That deep level of recovery, because when you take a day off, you're just unwinding. Like if you've ever taken a vacation, it takes the first couple days to just get into the vacation, and then you can actually relax, you can breathe, you can let your mind explore new things, and then you come back to work so much more refreshed. So I hope these short lessons help you start really thinking about it, and I promise, how crazy it sounds, you're gonna get more done when you take more breaks. So I think if you can, stop this video and go take a break, right? As always, choose gratitude, create freedom.